No one owes you time. No one owes you a relationship. No one have to be with you or talk to you or give you any availability. Do you understand that when we're in relationships on the basis of learning to connect, but they don't owe you. I want to talk about this. So welcome back. I'm your love Dr. Pamela. Thank you for joining me. We're doing another great talk about, do a person owe you time, availability, just their energy to be in a relationship with you. I wanted to talk about this because it happens a lot that we do this, and I want to give you some information what you can do to stop feeling disappointed or probably entitled. And this is a good talk because sometimes we don't get into these type of conversations. Sometimes the conversation is all the way always about what someone is seeking to be fulfilled. But we never talk about who we are as individuals and how we treat relationships that we get into. And when we do that, we feel a lot of times a person owes uh, something for being in your life. And as I said earlier, i.e., it could be the time, the availability, the conversation. Uh, and that's what your thought process is. A lot of times, it's our responsibility to be happy for self, not somebody else. So you have to learn to be happy with self, right? So I want to go in and talk about a few. I'm not going to give you a whole lot, take up too much of your time, but I want to talk about some main talks. We always, like I said, we'll always come back and talk about other conversations about the same subject, but it's not going to be everything in this one stone. I just want to give this first talk of the top ones that I want to help you with so that you can better have connection and great relationships. So thank you for joining me. Make sure you continue to hit that notification button so that when I come back with another video, you won't miss out on what the Love Doctor is talking about. And I love your comments. I'm going to start responding on a live and help you with that comment so that I can help other people with the same thing that you're going through, right? All righty. So let's get into this. So this one right here is about another person. You feel like another person owe you something within a relationship. And I'm going to talk about those some things. So one could be that you feel that person should have a little more make you more of a priority. Am I saying that right? Yeah. I'm saying that right. You feel that person should be there for you anytime you are available. So that person should be available. And that's not realistic. And here's why. Your expectations is you have the expectations on the basis of what you want to be done, or that's what you're doing with someone else. So because of that, you assume they should be available. They should be available, and they should be understanding that when you're reaching out, that they should answer your call or be there for you. And that's not reality because people are living their lives. People have things going on just like you do. So why at the moment that you have an issue or you want to talk, let's go back, not an issue, you want to talk, you expect the person to be available. That's not reality. And to me, you've got to take the time to talk about what's the best time to be available. But here's the thing about that, and I'm going to kind of go sidebar on that. The reason sometimes you feel a person is not available for you like you want them to be has a lot to do with insecurity. You're insecure about something because your expectation is for that person to be available when you want them to be available, and that's not in alignment with the relationship. because everybody's not going to, or that person is not going to always be there for you or be ready for you. And so you have to communicate your desires with someone about how you feel if they are not available. Just have a talk about, okay, hey, I would like you to be available, but you're not available when I like you to be. What is going on? And you sometimes may understand that that person is working on their life like you're working on your life. And you have to be more understanding about that. So I give you and I don't even know if I need to really necessarily tell you or explain that to you, because you understand what I'm saying. That a person's not going to always be available for you. Okay. The other one is you assume a commitment that you never discussed with the mate. And this is big. This has nothing to do with the women or the men. A lot of time this have to do with our expectation within a relationship. We assume because we go out on date, we do things together, we may talk a lot, we may just do activities together a lot. The assumption is you're in a serious relationship, or you're already in a relationship, or it's no longer casual. This is a relationship. But the thing is, you didn't define it. You got to define the relationship. You can't assume that you're in a committed relationship. You have to know what you're in and not have expectation of what you should both have just because you're spending time together. You have to get clarity. You don't have to pressure the person, but you have to get clarity of what you're doing so that you could continue as an individual. You may want to date other people, or you may not. And so you have to get clarity within that relationship. You can't assume that you're exclusive just because you talk to somebody every day. And we tend to do that. But if you don't have that conversation, then you're going to have resentment of the type of relationship that you're presently in. Okay? So it's very important to definitely have communication about, being committed. Do you want to be committed? And I talk about this, guys, because to me, you're single until you decide you want to be husband and wife, or Shaq. Otherwise, you're a single individual just enjoying life. So this expectation about being committed sometimes is not what you think. And if you go back and look at the video I just put up, I talked about situationship. And and that's what it is. You're going out and you're being with somebody. You got all these type of time you give somebody. Y'all do things together. Y'all spend time together. But you're not committed. There's no clarity. You got me? And so go back and watch that video on situationship. I'm going to figure out how to put it up here so it'll pop up. I'll put it up so that you can click on that next. Okay. The other thing, emotional availability isn't automatic. See, we want to have deep conversation. We want to be vulnerable, right? We want to have an emotional connection with our mate. And that is important, but everyone don't move fast like that. Just because you want to do it and you're in a hurry to have this relationship don't mean that the person that you're getting to know is going to move like that too. See, they may just be thinking, oh, well, we're just getting to know each other. But the process of emotional availability a lot of time has to do with fear, trauma. It could be simply just needing more time to feel safe. Because just because we gather 2-3 months constantly doesn't mean it's safe. You got me? Sometimes some people take longer on the basis of their past relationships. Some people don't know how to let go of what happened in the past. You're not supposed to forget it, right? But you are, especially if it was something that was a traumatized relationship. But if it's not, sometimes people will just want to be in emotions of just self. And so you can assume that somebody's going to automatically be available. So they don't owe you that. They don't have to give you their emotional time. You got to slow it down. Slow it down. Create some space. Let that person have space. They'll open up naturally when they're feeling ready to give you that. You don't have to manipulate that person into getting what you want from them, because right now they may not be emotionally ready to give you what you're seeking. And so and most of the time when we're in a relationship, we don't think about that. We think because we're in a relationship that everything is supposed to be this way and it should be that way. And that's just not reality. You've got to, slow it down. And like I said, give some space and stop pressuring your mate so that you can have a comfortable, easy, exciting relationship. Okay? So let's not assume somebody's going to be emotionally available for you. Okay? And what I talked about before, and if you go back and look at some of my videos, I talked about this before, and it's about your expectations. And your expectations sometimes come from the past, not the present. So you have expectation that a person should act or be a certain way now, right? And you reacting to what used to happen to you. You can't, I don't want to say can't, because we're going to take that word out. You're bringing your past expectations from someone and holding and using that past expectation because you're dealing with possibly something that was wounded within that relationship, i.e., I give an example. So let's say you were in a relationship with someone that did things that you didn't like. I won't go into a specific detail. I'll say a person has done something that you don't like. Okay? It could be that they ghosted you and you didn't like it. So you get in a new relationship and you telling that person, don't ghost me. There's no reason to bring up what happened to you before because, i.e., they're different people. They're not the same. That person that you're getting in on now is not the person that you was dealing with the last time. So you don't have to bring up what happened to you in a prior relationship. Nobody want to hear that. I'm trying to get to know you, get a relationship with you, enjoy you. I don't want to hear what you're feeling about what happened then. I don't want to hear about your you're bringing in your insecurities. And that is already a red flag starting into a relationship. So don't start expecting someone to be overly available for you. Again, as I just said earlier, you're about giving up time, emotional time. And you have to let people, how can I say it? You want to let them deal with their own past because you can't fix their past. You can only say, I get what you went through then, and I know it was a problem for you then, and I know that person may have done this to you, but I'm not that person, and so I appreciate if you not bring that up because I'm not that person. Get to know who I am. We're different. Get to know who I am. But some people hold on to the expectations from the past, and they're expecting it to be the present. Okay, so let's kind of move from that, and I'll do one more. The other one is that you're an independent individual, right? People are not your possessions, and sometimes you make them their possession because you think they owe you. People are independent, living their own life, learning to be healthy adults in their own space, in their own time, in their own anatomy. They don't owe you a constant access. They're independent individuals living independent life. And I've been in this situation before, where a person thinks I was a property, and if I didn't, all these things that I'm telling you about, and this is why I'm talking to those, because I've experienced, and many other of you have experienced, that people think that you owe them certain things and their time and access to you, and you should answer the phone, and you should be doing these things, because if you don't, they may feel rejected, or you don't love them, or you don't care, or or they're insecure. It comes back to being insecure. And you have to respect people's individuality. You have to give, again, as I keep saying in this whole talk, you have to let people have their space. You have to let people create their own space so they can have a healthier connection with you. You're having to assume and possess someone and give and want to think that they owe you all this time, and that's not building a healthy relationship. Because again, you have expectations, as I said earlier. You get emotional availability. You think they should be, and they're not. You're assuming you're committed, and you're not. You see where I'm going? You think they should make you a priority, and they're not. They don't owe you any of those things that I just discussed. Okay? So the thing about this is, relationships are not, I talk about this all the time. Check this out. It's not that relationships are easy or hard. What we're dealing with is learning to understand others' personalities. And if you check out my description in the box, I'm going to have my site up that's going to give you a small little download that you can download about the personalities of people. Watch out for that. That's going to be coming real soon. I'm working on it now because a lot of you are telling me that you want to be more aware of people to avoid. You want to be aware of those. I need to just be aware. And you know what? Let's do this. I'm going to make a video about the type of people you need to avoid. And then I'm going to do a video about people you could be aware of that you can have relationships with, but you need to know their personality. And that's what I'm putting together. So look out for that. That'll be coming really soon on the characteristics of people. Very, very important for you to recognize the characteristic of people. You have to learn and understand the character of the person that you're dealing with. And remember, I talk about this. You have to pay attention to the way people are. They are not the same as somebody that you dated previous. They're not the same as somebody now. They are their own individual, and they have their own personalities, and they carry some form of characteristic about themselves. And your key is to find out who this person is so that you can have a great emotional relationship. Very, very important now. This is very, very important. So make sure you come back and watch. I'll have, like I said, put the notification bell on. Make sure you watch out for this because I'm going to bring the video up that I'm going to have coming about people to avoid and the people that have, that you can date but just have various personalities. Okay, so all right, I'm not going to hold you. I thank you for being a part and in understanding about why people don't owe you their time. People are here to have a great relationship, get to know you, and people have their own lives. Commitment is a level, is something that you have to assume. You can't assume that people that come into your life is going to make you their mate or you're going to have a successful relationship. You've got to define your relationship. Don't think that emotional readiness is something that you need to, you got to build that safety net. You have to build it before expecting that. It's the same thing that everything I'm talking about. Don't bring your past wound, your past situation, and have expectation. You got to separate your fear and your insecurities. This is where the issues come with having great relationships. You got to fix that part of what's going on. And you got to just be independent. And being independent matters. You've got to respect people's space, and you got to respect that sometimes they don't want you in their space. Sometimes people just need a space. Sometimes you need to woo-saw and take a break. Okay? So I hope the information that I gave you will help you out. I'll be back with another video as we continue to go on and help you understand about having great, loving relationships so that you can find a successful love that you're seeking or enjoy the one that you're already in. Thank you for joining the Love Dr. Pamela. We'll be back talking about love, love, love.